Hello, this is Kate, and this is my speed drawing video. So the problem for this one was Joseph and I were going to make basically Gemsona, and so we couldn't decide on a name, so we just smashed them together. And so we got Cyrolite. So you can see the lengthy process in which I put all the information into a slide file. So we had a gem at the left arm, we used a bow. So we had Feral Mind, didn't have any idea what that was, so I had to look it up. Then Supernatural Dexterity and Environmental Adaptation. So first I tried to make some notes about things that I wanted to include with it. So the Feral Mind, the first thing I thought of was just some big old teeth. And I thought since she was dexterous, she could be like just a really long girl, just real long. And so I thought it'd be cool to have the environment influence the bow. So I figured like if she was outside in a forest area, it'd be covered in leaves and things. Maybe if she was in an icy area, it would be like ice crystals and snow and things like that. And then I connected, in a stroke of genius, Cryolite with Cry-a-lot. So initially I was just kind of trying to figure out what sort of pose I wanted. I wanted to emphasize the Cry-a-lot aspect, so I had her in a kind of hunched over posture. She wasn't really as long as I was initially going for, but I was mainly trying to get the posture down, where she'd be holding the bow, but she'd be kind of curved in on herself. So yes. And then I thought, wait, there's two different kinds of bows. And I had the brilliant, genius idea of having her just have a giant fucking bow. So here we are. So it was a little bit more shitposty than it initially was planned to be. And here she's a little more noodly shaped. And so you can see I tried to do a bit more serious rendering, but it wasn't working well. Also been watching a lot of Steven Universe, so a little bit of Blue Diamond influence there. You may be able to tell. Gotta include them big old teeth. Yeah, and then I'm actually gonna end up not sticking with it because I couldn't get her to look hunched enough. So then I decided to do an actual serious version again. This one just is gonna be a half body. And so I still want to go with crying a lot. So first design note. And from there, it was more just kind of experimenting with what sort of face I wanted her to have, like what I wanted the eye shape to be, and that sort of thing. Eyes are one of those like things that I have a love-hate relationship with, because I love drawing them, but they are really hard to get right, in the sense that it's hard to make them look how I want them to. So a lot of this is going to be me trying to fuck around and figure out what sort of eyes I want for this chick. And it didn't work for a while, because eyes are hard. There we go. I think that's what I stuck with. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so a lot of the time spent was just focusing on rendering the face, because the face is one of the funnest things for me in drawing. So I wanted her to have like a long face to just emphasize the cries a lot aspect of it. So I tried to give her like a long nose and a longer jaw and things like that. And that's me trying to figure out what the fuck head shapes are. And then I tried to add detail to the eyes, but I liked them better when they were just sort of blank like that. I actually forgot the big old teeth, so that'll come later. Then there was a joke. So Joseph was actually drawing with me. We were drawing the same Gemsona, but his audio wasn't recording, and neither was his capture. So I made a joke about sharks, because I used to have a shark face. I was really into sharks. And I had a little book, a little square book, and I loved it. I carried it around everywhere. So there I was looking up gymnast outfits because I wanted to do something that would point to the super dexterity, and there are the little teeth. There we go. So I wanted to use like a gymnast outfit for influence. So I kind of go back and forth between that a lot. So there's the little gem. And I wasn't sure exactly what kind of design I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to incorporate the sort of chunky look in the gem into the outfit somehow, but I had a hard time getting it to look right. And then I had a grand old time trying to figure out what I wanted her hair to do. Because what I always do is I always give characters really fluffy hair, which I then regret instantly when I try to render it in any serious way. But it's relaxing and it's fun. So there we go. She's got big old teeth and big old hair. And so from there, it's mainly just me like refining body shapes, like making things less sketchy as I go. Kind of picking down like a final shape to base the, I guess, to put the outfit on top of. Gotta have your hair shinies. Essential part of any balanced draw. See, that was where I was trying to do this sort of chunky look like the gem had, but it just didn't look right. So I ended up changing it. Yeah. There we go. Sort of lightly muscled. I feel like every time I draw, like my characters just get even more buff as I go. Fun times. I'm trying to figure out the hands. Hands are hard. Just I feel like the hallmark of an artist's existence is just trying to draw hands and then crying about it a little bit. See, I was trying to figure out like additions to the bow, but they just looked a bit chunky and out of place, so I ended up not sticking with them. And then I changed the hand position because it looked a little weird from the underside. I still wanted her to be like knocking an arrow, so I decided to keep that. Just slap the star onto the middle. Yeah. I wanted the sort of jagged look to go with the sort of chunky shapes of the gem without it looking kind of blocky and messy. And I really like having things have that sort of shimmery, iridescent look, which is why I did like the transparent sparkly bits on some of the sleeves. Fun times. Sparkles are the best thing to draw. So much fun. So yeah, from there it's mostly refining, and eventually I'll realize that I had the hand in the wrong spot for the bow. Or for the arrow, I mean. Don't worry, I'll fix it. This is me trying to do ice crystals on it, and then it looked weird, so I just scrapped it. And then I figured I would go ahead and add some quick shading just to add some depth and some sense of lighting to it. So here we are. Gotta shade in that swoop. And added sparkles because it was done, and I was pleased. Yay! Yeah, there I go. There, finally noticed the hand. I figured that the bow just wouldn't have a string because it'd be kind of an opal situation where she just kind of like draws it and it just like pew. There we go. Look at that. Highly rendered. You can imagine every color on there. There's them big old teeth. There we go. It's good old Cyrolite. But yes. Thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping to do more of these in the future. Hopefully there will be some more collabs with Joseph that won't involve one or both of us losing our audio and footage. So thank you. Bye.